Thank you for joining us tonight, and welcome to Fey Earth, an indie TTRPG set in an alternate 19th century Earth where all the creatures from folklore and fairy tale are real, have always been real, and live alongside humanity. My name is Neil. I am the designer and curator of this game. It's a passion project I've been working on for many, many, many years. And I will be launching a Kickstarter in March, which is why I am currently up at 1 o'clock in the morning, my time, um, for all you wonderful people in American time zones, so we can have some fun and share a bit of this world. But before we go any further, we'll start with Emma. If you could all introduce yourselves, please.
Hi, I'm Emma, also known as Emma Panada. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Emma Panada. I'm the creator of a system called All the Witches, which is in its final stages of development. And then I also am GMing for a Fabula Ultima campaign on Stella Luna's channel and in various other campaigns as well. I keep busy, and I'm excited that Neil stayed up till 1 a.m. for us.
Okay, Lisa, do you want to go next?
Sure. I am Lissa. You may know me from the Slovenly Trolls podcast, where we yell at Wizards of the Coast and early TSR for being problematic.
You are
And
the best host of the
yes, and I am the bestest host of the Slovenly Trolls podcast. There's only two, but I'm the best.
You're the best. We can tell Sharday that we said that on stream live.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can. She cannot say anything other than in chat, so I'm winning currently. And what else do I tell about myself? I'm also in the time zone at 1 a.m. because there's just something wrong with me.
Yes. And finally, Faye.
Hi, I'm Fyra. I am a artisan, so I just do crafting and stuff. My brand is Succulent Scribbles, and this is actually my first AP, so I'm very excited.
Wonderful. So, let us get started. All right. So you have traveled to a very small fishing village in Brittany on the western coast of Brittany, which is the most northwestern part of France. The village is called Saint Guénolé. You were hired by a Monsieur Bernays Morvan. He is the mayor of the Penmarsh commune, which is like the major town in this area that is in charge of like the local authority, communal, municipality stuff of this region. So the village of San Guinol falls within the control of Penmarsh, all right? And he's hired you because this town, this village, it has, well, it's believed that it has a Fey problem, okay? This, as I say, it's a small coastal fishing village, but regularly, a couple of times a year, ships traveling along the coast get wrecked along the coastline here. All right, like this is a recurring problem. Has been happening for a very very long time, and it is believed that there may be Fae living along the coastline that use their magics to lure the boats onto the rocks, conjuring lights and the likes to confuse the sailors so that they end up being dashed upon the rocks. About a year ago, he got the army to come down and try and deal with the problem, but they were basically useless because soldiers are trained to fight humans and deal with human problems. They're not good at dealing with Fey problems, and they actually had difficulty even finding any Fey at all. So it was a completely fruitless endeavor. So he has decided instead to look for adventurers, and you saw this advertisement in some of the papers in some of the bigger cities nearby, looking for adventurers, skilled people who have experience doing more unusual things, okay, and dealing with the Fae. And so you met with him. He explained the situation. and has asked you to go. So you've just spent a day or so traveling, and he's arriving in the town later in the kind of late afternoon. It's the middle of the week. This is a very small little fishing village, okay? Like, it's pretty tiny. Probably only a couple of hundred people living here. Very, very quaint, lovely little cottages. You can see as you come down towards the village, like, it's quite flat area. There's a slight height that you come down in towards it, and you can see some of the boats off. They're coming back in to dock because they've been out all day. Very, very, like, well maintained. Like, we're not talking massive, like, trawlers. These are boats that are mostly coastal. They're probably only going out, like, maybe 10-15 kilometers at a time. They're not going deep water, you know. Like, he's been in a few places like this before. It's lovely. It's very quaint. And as I said, you get there, you get in, and you're like, okay, right, cool, we are here. You were told that that you can get room and board in a the local inn, L'Auberge de Coquelucat, which basically means the Poppy Hotel. Okay, you said this is where you can go. Stay here. It'll be a good place, a kind of like base of operations, to get the lay of the lands and see if you can find out what exactly is going on, if it is Fae, and if it is Fae, try and deal with it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So, if you go into the inn, sorry, it's a pretty nice inn. Like, it's not a massive building, but it's one of the larger buildings in the area, or in the village itself. 2-story structure. You can see there's a couple of rooms, and you go in. It's a pretty nice big common room. Numerous long tables with benches, and there's not many people in right now because it's kind of, as I said, it's kind of getting into the afternoon. It's only about maybe 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so not really many people coming in just so far. You reckon in a couple of hours it'd probably be a bit busier. But there is a woman, you see a woman there, a human woman, mid-40s, fairly robust frame. She's like graying chestnut hair pulled back in a neat bun, and like a fairly friendly face with like soft little lines, you know, laughter lines and the likes. Okay, wearing an apron. You can see some stains from, like, probably from some of her cooking earlier on in the day. But it's like interesting. Like, she's very simple clothing with this like apron that's got like some flour stains and the likes on it, and some sauce stains from whatever she was cooking. But you note that she's got this really, really lovely, vibrant, like, ribbon in her hair. It's kind of, that's like plaited through the bun, you know, just like this splash of color, you know. As she sees you all, she says, "Oh, bonjour, bonjour, ça va? Come in, please. Don't get strangers in here very often. My name is Madame Yvette Dubois. Welcome to my inn."
Yes. Hello. I am tourist. Yes. Tourist.
I see.
Travelers.
A tourist carrying a rifle. Why?
Yes. You know, protection.
Okay.
You never know what you might encounter on the road. We were wondering if you had any rooms available.
Yes, I have. I actually, there's only 3 rooms here, but you're lucky. There's no one staying here right now, so I do have 3 rooms. One for each of you. It works out perfectly.
Perfect. That would be incredible.
Perfect.
Yes, of course. Dinner will not be ready until 8 o'clock this evening, but if you'd like, we can get you a drink right now. If you are weary and would like to freshen up, my husband can bring up water for a bath if you would like.
That would be lovely. A drink would be amazing. What was your name?
Oh, Yvette.
You bet. I'm Fritz. These are my friends, and I'll gesture towards you both.
Mhm.
I'm Anarium, Charm.
I am Sunny Hohen, but
Nice.
you can call me Sunny.
Sunny.
And
Anarian. That's a lovely name.
Thank you.
Where's that from?
So-
Lord of the Rings.
Broke the fourth wall.
Sorry?
Lord of the Rings. Lord of the
It is from I actually don't know the origin besides Lord of the Rings. I can't make anything up.
It's okay.
oh, I'm sure I believe it's Norwegian, right?
Oh, I see.
Thanks, isn't it?
I've never been. Honestly, I've actually never been outside of France. The furthest north that I've ever been was Paris. Didn't like it. Smelled of pee.
That
Yeah,
is what I
that's-
hear of
That's
Paris.
the Parisians for you.
Yeah. Not friendly. But Pharaoh's good Breton folk.
Yes. Could I ask you some questions? I've heard we were looking to potentially charter a ship further inland, but I've been hearing rumors that various ships have been having trouble outside of your waters. Do you know anything about that?
And when you say that, her face kind of darkens a little bit. She says, "Well, the rocks around here, they can be kind of treacherous. It's a bit unfortunate, but it does sometimes happen that ships sometimes have been known to accidentally, find themselves coming into trouble. And obviously, when that happens, we all rush to the shore to help where we can. But if there's storms, it can be difficult."
Of course, of course. Do I get the sense that she's maybe hiding a little more information than she's letting on?
Give me an awareness roll.
Yeah. So for that, I roll a d20.
Yeah, it's D20, and you have conversation. It's not behavioralist. So it's going to be, although you do have keen eyes, so you will say you can read her body language. It's going to be a +3 to the roll.
Okay. What am I trying to hit?
High is good.
High is good. Okay, perfect. Well, I rolled a 5, so not very good.
Yeah, you're really not sure. Like, she seems to be fairly friendly and affable. But yeah, you're not quite sure.
Okay. Well,
Are you not good at sailing ships? You are a port town, no?
Well, we're not really a port town per se. We're more of a fishing village. The main ports are further north.
So your main source of food and income is still boats, but you crashed the boat, so you must be really
we
bad at
don't.
sailing.
No. These would be trade ships that would be crashing, not local ships.
Okay.
No. No. It would never be local ships that would be coming into danger like this. It's only ever trade vessels transporting cargo.
That's interesting.
Yes.
it's very interesting.
And it seems to be a reoccurring issue.
It happens a few times a year. Yes.
But
has
never
happened-
with local ships.
No. The local fishermen, they know the water as well, so they know where the rocks are, and and also we don't sail at night, so.
But the traders sail at night?
Well, they'd be, the boats would be traveling, a lot of the time they're traveling further north. They might be going along the coast and then traveling further up towards Britain, or maybe going further up towards Holland, perhaps. So, and sometimes, unfortunately, they seem to get into trouble and get confused and find themselves getting into danger.
I
Do all
came.
the accidents happen at night?
They would tend to happen at night, yes.
I came.
Or maybe if there's like extreme heavy fog, but it's usually at night.
That's very weird because I came with a ship to this country,
Mm?
and They had no trouble finding it here, and our ship did not crash.
Oh, good. Well, it's not every ship that it crashes, you know. It's only a few times a year.
Is it
Is it always
mainly?
around the same times of year?
Hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Every few months.
Do
Is
you?
it specific ships from specific places, or just all ships here?
Just general, as I say, just general ships that would be, you know, just not from any one location or nationality.
Do you happen to know any? I mean, I love fishing. I just want to be sure that I'm being very careful with the dangers in the area. Do you know any fishermen that I might be able to talk to just trade some trade secrets and whatnot about fishing with?
Jean-Pierre, he'll be in later for a drink. He's one of the. He probably knows the local waters better than anybody here. Absolutely.
Jean-Pierre.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, he later this evening he will be in for some beer.
Perfect. I'll have to buy him a drink.
Yes. He's quite the seawater would run in his veins.
Sounds perfect.
Sunday's going to look at you very concerned and be like, "Are you sure that's healthy? Seawater in your veins."
No. It's an expression. It's an expression.
Oh, okay. Because I'm not a doctor, but that sounds very unhealthy.
And Narian quietly rolls his eyes.
Do you mind? Could we get the keys to the rooms so that I can just
of course.
put my stuff away? Perhaps change.
So she brings you up and she shows you the rooms, and then she shows you another room where there's it's a bath. It's a decent sized, well made but not particularly fancy wooden bathtub, and she says, "And now don't worry, my husband he'll fill that up soon, and we have some hot stones." So hot stones are a type of magitech. They're very simple stones that have a very simple enchantment. Literally, they will heat up water. So when you are doing something like a bath, you just fill it up, throw the stone in, and in 15-20 minutes you have a lovely piping hot bath.
Nice.
It's a very
Incredible.
very simple type of magitech that hotels and inns would have, and wealthier families would have as well. Like if you're from a poor tenement in the cities, you know that you don't have these. But like wealthier middle class and upper class families would have this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy.
Yes. So.
As we're putting stuff down and we get a moment to ourselves, I'll just turn to Anarian and Sunny and say, okay, so I think perhaps talking to the fishermen and people that go out actually on the water and see if they see anything strange or hear anything strange at all, what rumors might exist between them might be a good place to start.
I think that's a sound idea, and see if all that crashes happen in the same location. We can go take a look over there and see if there's anything, amiss.
Yeah, we might have to borrow a ship or a boat for that, but I'm sure we can figure something out over a few drinks.
Do any one of us know how to sail?
I've rowed a boat a couple of times in my life.
Do I believe it? Do I believe them?
No.
Okay. We could see if we can hire one of the locals.
That wouldn't hurt either.
Definitely. Well, who's having the bath first?
We roll for it.
Sure, we roll for it.
Okay.
Everybody roll the
Okay, I'll roll
d20.
for it.
Who gets the clean water? I need to use a different die. This die isn't working well.
Natural 20.
Oh god.
I rolled a 2 again.
First roll of the game.
And it was an important roll too.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
gonna
Dice
use my
Joe.
giant d20.
Right. Okay. So, Anarion, you get ready. You do see. You assume it's Yvette's husband, a man in his early 50s, kind of very robust, sturdy build, graying hair and beard with grey streaks in it, and kind of like very kind of practical but worn clothing, and he's coming up and down. He spends about 10 minutes with buckets, but then eventually has the bath filled. And as he's pouring the buckets in, the hot stone's already in place, and he goes and he gestures to one side. He says there's some soaps and there's some oils there, and you see on off to the side there's some soaps, there's some oils with some rose petals in it and stuff that you can use as well to help you. And there's some clean towels there for you as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Of course.
And Aryan's going to take his sweet ass time.
Lovely. So while he's doing that, did the two of you go down and have some beers, or what do you want to do?
I think that's what I would do at the very least.
Yeah, Sanji's gonna go to the barkeep and ask for the strongest vodka they have. I believe, does this universe have vodka?
Oh yeah, like it's late 19th century, so it's more the fact that she's like, ooh, we don't actually have any. We wouldn't have any vodka. I'm very sorry, but I did actually. A trader from Cornwall came through there only a few weeks ago, and I was able to procure some Scottish whiskey off of him.
Oh, that sounds good.
We don't tend to get vodka this far west, you know.
Yeah, I've been trying to find vodka, but it's not very hard to find. It's like looking for a needle in what do you call hay?
Yeah. No, sorry. I mean, we have other local drinks as well, of course. There's, we have ports and sherries and other things, but yes.
Back where I'm from, it's you really want something strong after a hard day's work on the field. So we tend to, get the vodka, and then, people open up a little bit more and get more social because we're not very social people.
Oh, well, we're very social here.
We take some getting used to,
No.
and some vodka to open up and share ourselves and our personalities.
Honestly, after one or two beers or a few glasses of wine, anybody here will be talking to you.
Sounds good. One of those, please.
Okay. So
Make that two. Yeah. I'd like to open up as well.
Okay, right. So she pours you some nice Isle of Peat whiskies, with that very, very distinctive peaty flavor to it. It's not as good as Irish whiskey, but
You were maybe a little biased over there. Is that what's happening?
I'm just a man who knows his whiskeys.
A connoisseur.
Yes, so you chill, and as I said, it's still early enough in the afternoon. By about like 6:30, one or two people do wander in. Local fishermen. You're keeping an eye out for Jean-Pierre, and Yvette says, "Don't worry. As soon as he comes in, I will make sure to introduce you to him."
Perfect. Thank you so much. Narian's taking their sweet time in that bath.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
He is soaking up the hot water, pampering himself. It's great. It was a long travel, and he's not spoiled, but he's almost there.
Yeah.
Self-care.
Yeah, he's very much into self-care. His hair is ridiculously long. It's like passes butt. So there's going to be some delays with this bath.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Can't blame them.
And eventually, when he's done, he'll come down and he'll get a sherry.
Okay.
The sherry sounds nice.
Okay. So yeah, you do eventually come down, and you find your friends are enjoying some whiskeys, and Yvette says, "Oh, what would you like to drink?" And you say, sherry. Okay. and I'll have dinner out to you all in just a few moments.
Perfect. Thank you.
And a few minutes later, she comes out with 3 bowls of so I can't remember. Are any? I mean, none of your characters are actually French, are they?
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I think mine's a French elf.
I think yours is French. So you do recognize this coq au vin. It's basically it's a chicken casserole that has like that's cooked with like potatoes, mushrooms, loads of garlic, and in like a red burgundy wine. And it's quite lovely, really hearty kind of flavoursome meal, you know. You've had this before. It's like, yeah, no, this is good stuff. This is like proper good, decent, hearty food, you know. None of this fancy little nibbles of notions, you know.
Mm-hmm. Sunny will dig in very quickly and sloppily, we'll say.
Anarian's like the exact opposite. Very delicate bites.
Yeah, I'm
Very
taking
clean.
more of my time with it, just based on like the desperation that Sunny is eating. I'm picking up that maybe they want to bathe next, and are trying to like hurry.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take my time, enjoy it, and sip some of this whiskey.
Cool.
There's a bit of side eye towards Sunny's direction.
Yeah.
Sunny doesn't pay any mind.
No. Sunny's Finnish, you know. Like,
Exactly.
That's it, you know. Yeah. So eventually, you do. Yvette comes up to you and says, "Messieurs, Jean-Pierre, he's just after coming in, and you see this guy coming in. He looks to be in his mid-60s, slightly hunched. Okay." What was once probably very dark black hair is like streaked through with silver, and a beard also streaked through with silver. Like his, you can see, and Sandy, you've got the keenest eyes. You spot this like really kind of like calloused, scarred hands. You know, he's wearing like really weathered boots, well-worn sea boots, faded like blue kind of overalls. His face is like so weather-worn, you know, like it's a darker, more tanned face of somebody who's got like windburn all their life, you know. Like heavily creased face, and a kind of a somewhat tattered woolen kind of jumper, and a very very old looking and crumpled many times kind of wool kind of peak hat as well as he comes in. And a few people are waving to him, and he goes up and he gets himself a pint. He's like, that's Jean-Pierre.
Okay, perfect. I lean over to Anarian. You're the only one of us that's clean right now. He'll probably like you the best. Go ask some questions.
Okay. Yeah. We'll look at Sunny. He'll look back and be like, all right.
Sunny will have
They'll
like a
brush
spoonful
off
of potatoes in their mouth and be like, yes.
Chew your food. Goodness gracious. And he's just gonna brush off his clothes and like fix up a little bit and then walk towards Jean-Pierre, right?
Yep.
Jean-Pierre's direction.
Yep. Okay, so you're going up to him. He sees you coming up to him, and he's squinting a bit. You're not sure if he's frowning at you or if he's short-sighted. But as you slowly come closer to him, he's kind of you do spot that he has these like really like kind of warm sparkling blue eyes, and he just gives you a kind of a friendly nod.
I'll give him a very charming smile and be like, hello, Jean-Pierre, I presume. My name is Anarian. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm just a humble traveler. I was wondering if you could tell me more about the fishing boats around here. I've heard there's been some crashes with non-local boats, and I was just wanted to inquire about that.
When you say that, he kind of his face darkens slightly, and he kind of looks around, and he's kind of eyeing you up. He's trying to get a read of you. He says, let's go over here, and he kind of brings you over to a corner where there's nobody sitting at the moment. Okay, away from the others. He says,
Okay.
You're very
Still holding on my dash and smile.
yeah, you're very well dressed for a humble traveler.
Thank you. I do try to make myself look presentable.
And why exactly would you be looking to know about, boats crashing and so forth and accidents?
See, I'm in the idea of maybe investing in boats in the future and knowing what places are safe, what places aren't, it's a little concerning. So figured I'd want to see, from a local's perspective, what's a safer route, what's not, and what's going on with the other boats.
Okay, so that's a lie. So give me that's going to be a deception roll. So now you do have a charm of 2, and you have the conversationalist skill. You don't have the deception talent, but you do have conversationalist. So that's a +4 to your roll.
While we're getting this roll, can I ask a question?
Sure, of course.
Is it common in this world or like socially acceptable for people to come to like a village and be like, hey, we hear you have like some issues with Fae. We're here to help try to like find a resolution or like figure things out? Or would like locals be more protective of the Fae in their area, or like what's the vibe?
So it very much depends.
That's why I lied.
Yeah,
I felt like that was the case.
No, it very much depends from place to place. If local Fae are causing troubles for the human inhabitants in the area, then the locals will be very happy for people to come in and try and help with it. But there's always the fear that in trying to help, you'll anger the Fae even more and make things worse. Like the locals will be protective of Fae if the Fae in the area are quite benevolent to them and they have a good harmonious relationship. If the local Fae are more malicious, then usually humans will be trying to get in their good graces enough that they don't directly get bothered themselves, and will be, on the one hand, very thankful for any help from outside, but always there's the concern of, yeah, well, what happens when you leave and we're still here and those Fae are maybe still here,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what was that? What was your role in Arian?
With the +4, it's a 16.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Not bad. So he's eyeing you up. Says, "Oh, okay. Well, so you're looking to invest, maybe? Yes. Anything in particular? Is it maybe looking to be catching some cod or some crabs or something like that for some of the fancier restaurants in the big city?"
Perhaps. I was thinking more of like the travel routes, like not so close to shoreline fishing.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Right. So you want to be carrying people then? Yes.
People, cargo, maybe different things. Haven't quite figured it out yet. Still kind of searching on that.
Oh, I see. Well,
but this is a well-known traveling area, and then heard about there being crashes and stuff, and like if there's like a bagel of rocks or something, I want to kind of know about that so that I can like avoid that path, that kind of thing.
I suppose, yeah. No, well, I mean, the waters around here, they can be somewhat dangerous if you don't know them well. I mean, all of us locals, we would know the waters well ourselves, but sometimes foreign vessels, they come too close to shore, and there have been a few tragedies. Yes. You're getting you're basically
I was wondering.
The vibe you're getting is he doesn't believe your story.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I could pay you for a tour, perhaps. We could chart the waters together. I can look it over.
I suppose, yeah. I could certainly bring you out. we could maybe do it in the morning. Oh, wouldn't do it now. Like, there'd be no point. It's dangerous and you wouldn't see anything. Even with your keen, fey-blooded eyes, you still wouldn't see much in the dark.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So, what time in the morning?
6.
6 will work.
Excellent.
Okay, I'll be here at the tavern.
Excellent.
Thank you for your time,
Of course.
and I will head back to the others.
Okay, what did you find out?
So, not the smoothest of discussions. Well, I got us a tour for tomorrow morning, so we can see the waterways, and maybe I'm not good with peasants. Maybe perhaps you could be better at talking with him later.
We can try. I don't mind at all. But you got us a tour, and that is something. That is good.
I did. 6 a.m. sharp.
Would it be possible to kind of, because while they were talking and having the discussion, could I look around the room to see if like this is drawing any attention to, like, them having a discussion is kind of drawing attention to anyone in the room? Like, if like having a discussion with this particular sailor is kind of out of the ordinary or anything?
I mean, quite a number of people are looking at you, but you're not sure if it's simply because you're outsiders, you're not locals, you know? So obviously this is a local tavern for local people, and you are foreigners, you are outsiders, they don't know you. So you are getting a lot of looks for that reason. A few people, I'm not even going to have you roll, you do see a few people are looking at Anarian talking to Jean-Pierre, but like... nobody seems to be like overly concerned, or you don't see anybody trying to drift close to overhear the conversation.
Okay. Carry on.
So, Fritz, you actually do also have a pretty good charm as well. Looking at your character sheet, you have a charm or two and also conversationist. So you also are pretty good at chatting to people as well.
Yeah. I think
I do disclose that I didn't tell him the reason we were here.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. I think in Fritz's mind, he's like, I think the best time to talk to him is maybe on the water tomorrow. To try to get potentially more direct answers, and kind of like, even if we're in a private corner, there's still like a lot of ears around and everything. So just want to be like careful about whatever information we're letting go and where we're kind of sharing it.
Cool. Yeah.
Sunny will agree and say, yes, he won't be able to run away from us when we're on a boat.
That sounds suspicious.
Did anybody hear that?
I don't know.
We'll find out tomorrow when he doesn't show up to give us a tour. I think after a little bit, Fritz will go upstairs to take a bath.
Okay, you go up. The bath is still there. They haven't changed the water.
Great.
This is the 19th century.
Yeah. Fritz is used to this. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of floating rose petals.
Yes.
That helps.
Yes. So, you go have your
An
bath.
Occasional long blue strands of hair.
Yes, yeah, you go and have your bath. It's a pretty nice bath. The water's still warm. That's the main thing. You do feel cleaner afterwards. And Sunny, if you want, you can go have a bath, or you could just go into the freezing cold water of the ocean because you are Finnish.
I feel like for the sake of being Finnish, I would have to go into the freezing ocean.
Yeah.
And Sunny will go into the freezing ocean and go,
Yes.
like warm and like relaxed.
Yeah.
and just float there.
Yeah, absolutely. You're kind of
Just don't
missing.
crash.
You are missing the sauna back home, but
Yeah.
this is if you can't
This'll
have
this'll
that,
make do.
this'll do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. So look, eventually you all get to bed. You've a pretty restful night. And the next morning you are up bright and early. Waiting outside at like 10 to 6. The sun's not. The sun is only just rising up. It's so early in the morning. Okay, it's early summer. It's probably it's late April. So late spring, early summer. So it's like the sun's been up maybe half an hour ish. But it's like, and you do after at pretty close to 6, you see Jean Pierre walking up to you, hunched form, and he sees you. I was like, oh, it's not just yourself. You got 2 friends with you, yes?
Oh, I apologize. I meant to disclose that last night.
No,
Slipped my mind.
it's fine. There's more than enough room on the boat. Let's go.
Oh, thank you so much for your hospitality.
So he brings you down onto his boat. It's a small, but not like it's a smallish sized vessel. It's probably about like maybe 8-10 meters long. So not crazy big. Something that 1 or 2 people could easily manage. One skilled sailor could probably easily manage. Okay, you do see some netting off to the side. This is like how he makes his living. I says, right, well, don't fall into the water.
Okay. Are there like sharks or various other things or something I should be concerned about?
Well, drowning.
I know how to swim.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I also know how to swim.
Oh,
As do I.
really? Oh well.
Was that weird in this time period? Was it weird to be able to swim in the 1800s?
Most people did not know how to swim in the 1800s.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
This is so great. This is a great history lesson.
I
love
feel like
this.
I'm bougie enough to have learned.
The vast majority of people in the 1800s did not know how to swim, and if you worked around water, you did not learn how to swim.
Really?
Yeah, sailors, fishermen, dock workers did not learn how to swim because I think the logic was if you fall into the water and you know how to swim, you're just delaying the inevitable.
That's terrifying.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Sure.
So actually, back it was quite unusual for people to. Most people didn't know how to swim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So we definitely didn't put up, any eyes on us by having 3 people of all who know how to swim
Yeah.
in a group.
Yeah. Right.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
So, I've heard rumors about the various crashing ships and things that have been going on for a while now. I heard that there might be some Fae involvement. Have you seen or heard anything weird while you've been out on the waters?
So give me your charm roll now.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew I would need to. So what is this?
You got this. I believe in you.
+4.
+4. Okay.
You can do it. Go.
Let's not roll a 2 again.
Use a
I
different
didn't roll a
dice.
2.
Was it
I
more than a
rolled
3?
A 7 + 4, so an 11.
He's like, you can see he's not dismissing your question, but he just says, so tell me a bit more about yourselves.
Well, my name's Fritz. I'm Prussian. I was a small witch in a village that simply tried to help people and keep the peace between various folks. Traveled to the Americas to study under the natives for a time, and now I'm coming back because I heard Prussia is a bit changed now, and I'm trying to help shape it for the better.
Right. Oh, there's no witches near us now. Though we do have there is Madame Leclerc. She's a midwife. And she'd be quite skilled in. She's a very skilled herbalist and would know a couple of charms to help people, when they're sick and injured. She wouldn't call herself a full blown witch now. Though there's plenty of them in this part of France. But no, haven't been a while since I met a witch.
Well, it is very nice to make your acquaintance.
I am Sunny. I am from Finland. We call it Suomi, but we don't exist yet at this time. Therefore, we but I am running away because things are not good back at home.
No?
No, there's a big war happening.
We just had a big war ourselves. Fools were attacking the Fae in Arcadia. So, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But my daily life, I am a farmer
Oh,
and a hunter.
oh, right.
Yes. Very good at hunting.
Mm.
Kind of like gestures to the
The
array
right.
of guns with
Yeah.
them.
I mean, to be honest, there's not much hunting around here except for rabbits.
I like rabbits. I
Mm.
like nature.
Mm.
Very nice fishing village. Lots of nature.
Mm. Yeah, it's a nice little village. The people here are good, mostly just looking to look after themselves, simple lives, nothing too fancy.
Respectable.
Mm.
Mm.
You mentioned there was a war recently.
Yeah, and you
And
would
they
have
were- they
you,
were-
you would have heard of this because it was Prussia and France allied themselves and attacked the nation of Arcadia, which is a Fey nation that's nestled between the two countries, and it was a pretty bloody and vicious war, and the Fey ultimately won.
Yeah.
Early on, the humans were doing actually much better than historically they would ever do, because generally throughout history, anytime humans have fought a Fey army, they get decimated.
Mm.
But the modern artillery and rifles that they have now, they were actually holding their own up better than they have previously. But then on the last day of the war, the Fae unleashed a devastating attack. No one knows exactly what. Some say they were using ancient spells, and some even claim that they used dragons. But nobody has seen a dragon in Europe in over 500 years. But literally thousands of troops across the entire front were all incinerated.
Mhm.
And that was about 7 or 8 months ago. France has been trying to rebuild itself now. Emperor Napoleon III was killed in the war, so they're trying to form a new republic. And Bismarck, who was very much leading the Prussian side of things, has used this as a way to convince the other German states that they should unify. And like as you said, like Prussia this is the change that Prussia's undergoing now, this unification and the forming of this German federation of states, which is currently happening.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, you mentioned the war, and I mean, it's just such terrible business. I mean, I constantly spoke with Faye and interceded and helped the Faye communities nearby my village kind of coexist with our village and help keep everyone happy and healthy. And just to see just these governments try to force life or force their positions and opinions on a Faye community is distasteful. I'm really wanting to get back home to make sure that something like that doesn't happen again. And basically, I'm trying to just give this person the vibe that I'm with the Fae. I'm cool. I like Fae. I'm not an enemy here. I'm trying to just be helpful.
Good bean.
Yeah, well,
I'm a good bean.
to be honest, people here are divided. Some blame the Fae and say it was their fault. I think it was the fault of rich fools looking to get more power by sending the sons of the poorer folk off to fight their war for them.
Mm,
Ultimately, every war is always about the same thing. It's about power.
yes.
Mm.
Selfish intent.
Mm.
Distasteful.
But you have to do what's right for your country. And you see like Sunny like get this like national pride
Yeah.
and they stand strong
Yeah.
and suddenly like they grow a few inches,
Yeah.
I think, maybe.
Yeah. It's like, well, I mean, there is Fae around here now.
Oh, there are.
Yeah. Some good and some not so good.
What's been happening?
Well, look, it's always been so. For as long as I've known, and I remember as a small boy my grandfather telling me the same stories, there are certain Fae that live in the caves along the shoreline here. And you're going to have to excuse my butchering of this pronunciation because it's not even a French word, it's a Breton word. And I don't speak Cornish or Welsh. I speak the other Gaelic family. So, but as yes, they're the Naufrageur, the wreckers. They're small little dwarf-like creatures, and
Mm.
they use their magics to create flames and lights to lure ships onto the rocks.
Oh,
Yes,
do you imagine that's what's been happening?
that is what's been happening. It's always been happening. And then they lure ships onto the rocks, and then they will dive into the water and they'll take their treasures and the wealth on the rocks as part of their hoards, and they feast on the bodies of the drowned sailors.
My goodness.
Ooh.
And is there a reason why they don't attack locals, or you guys just steer clear?
People leave out some offerings to try to appease them, and we just generally try to avoid them, and obviously none of us sail at night as well.
Is nighttime the only
I
time
see.
they're very well, I guess that makes sense because they're shining lights. Yeah.
Mm.
That's when their magic is most effective to try to lure, ships. They can conjure light to make it seem like a lighthouse, beacon is
Mm.
appearing, but in a spot where there would never be a lighthouse, so that the ships follow that as their guide and then are sent to their doom. There's some soldiers came there, 7-8 months ago, I can't remember, a while back, and they were trying to find them, but they weren't able to find them at all. And even if they had, I don't know how good they would have been against them. I mean, look, a bullet will hurt everybody, including a fey creature, but it's a lot harder to, hit a fey creature with a bullet.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm.
Now,
I'm sure there's a way to solve this without violence.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Some fey are just not nice. Like people.
That's true.
That is true. Where do you all leave your offerings?
Just along the shoreline.
I see.
Like some bottles of wine and things like that, just along the shore. Don't go venturing too close to the caves. We don't even know which caves they live in.
Mm.
We wouldn't know exactly which. But there's I mean, I know a bit about the I know the waves. I know the sea well. Genevieve, she's the local midwife. She would actually, like, as I say, she's quite skilled in herbalism and folk magic, so she might know a little bit more. in general, where give you a bit more help with it. But yeah, there's. I mean, I could guide you to the general area where they are if you wanted to seek these creatures out, but I don't know. And I'll be honest with you. On the one hand, many of us are scared of these creatures because we sail ourselves. But there
Hmm.
would be some locals who are quite happy with this arrangement because they would also collect some of the cargo that washes onto shore that the Fae don't take and would keep it for themselves and make their own money off selling that.
I see. That makes sense.
Now, most of us don't do things like that. Most of us are good Christians who we earn our keep by through our fishing and you know good godly work like that.
Yes, of
Right,
course.
right.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Praise the Holy Spirit. Could I ask, do you all have a sense of what these Fae like to take from the wreckage of these ships? Are there any items they particularly enjoy?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, there'd be different ships of cargo. Sometimes they're taking, the ships might be carrying, wine or alcohol. Sometimes they might be carrying fine furs or silks, silverware, like all different things.
Mm-hmm.
Is is there like a reason why they keep attacking ships that are coming in?
I think it's their nature.
Mm.
I think we should talk to this Genevieve before we go looking for them. See if we can get some more insight.
I think that would be wise.
Hmm.
Well,
Where does this
I can
Genevieve?
I can introduce you to her.
That would be
Thank
perfect.
you kindly.
Of course, absolutely. So he sails you back to the shore, um, and docks the boat, and then he brings you down into the village, to a pretty nice looking cottage. There's a small little garden in front of it with a whole host of different plants and herbs. And Fritz, you being trained in herbalism as well, you immediately recognize certain plants and herbs that are used for different types of medicinal purposes, healing, um, plants that create poultices to prevent wounds getting infected. Other plants that can be used to make teas to soothe pain and the likes. You're like, oh, I recognize this stuff, Um, and he rings you up, knocks on the door, and if a moment later it is opened by a woman, looks to be in her kind of mid 60s. She has vibrant sea green hair, streaked with greys, pulled back into a practical bun, and beautiful, vibrant eyes that the irises almost seem to swirl slightly. So she's clearly Fae touched herself. Um, she's wearing a very modest but well maintained gown, and you can see there's lots of little pockets on it, and you see there's little tools and herbs and stuff hanging around her neck. She's got a little pendant, small vial with like some more herbs in it. You Fritz would recognize this is like some basic folk magic. It's like a protective charm that she has, protect her against harming spells and malevolent Fae curses and the like. And she's got a shawl with intricate patterns and more protective symbols sewn into. So you're like, yeah, you're definitely getting a vibe. It's like it's similar to some of the magics that you use, but it's on a very basic and rudimentary level. And she says,
Mm-hmm.
Jean Pierre, who are your friends? And he says, oh, this is some locals into the area. They were just looking if they could talk to you a bit. And he kind of leans in almost conspiratorially. I was telling them about the wreckers. And she kind of goes, oh, I see. Well, would you like to come in?
Would love to.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
And you come. So she leads you inside and says, here, I'll make some tea. And it's a very nice little cozy cottage that you are in. There's a couple of books on the shelf. some books of herbalism and basic medicine, and some handwritten journals as well. And she goes off into the kitchen and comes back a minute later with a teapot and cups pours out. She's like, please, please, please sit down. So sit down. It's a simple table. My name is Genevieve. Please.
Hi, thank you so much for the hospitality. My name is Fritz.
Hmm?
This is Sunny and Anarian.
Hmm?
And I understand. I was sharing with Jean-Pierre that I'm a witch from just a local, like, small Prussian village that helped solve disputes between my community and the Fae in the area quite regularly, and just helped various people fairly often. And Jean-Pierre was mentioning that while you wouldn't call yourself a witch officially, you do dabble and you help the various people around here. And he was positing that you might have a little more information about the local Fae in the area that have been causing some issues.
Well, I know bits about them. I mean, there's the Naufrageur, the wreckers. There's they live along the coastline. The other Fae in the area, Tristan the Etang, he's a Pulpacan, and you do not recognize this term. This is obviously a local Breton term for some type of Fae creature. Now he's lovely, lovely. Very, 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 very nice, very, very pleasant. Fae who's been for generations. He's hundreds of years old. Though those wreckers are also been here for generations too. I mean, I know little bits about them. They, as Jean-Pierre might have told you, they can conjure magic to create dazzling light, to confuse sailors. They can even conjure flames that can enthrall the mind if you look too closely at them, which can be, I think that's probably part of why the soldiers had difficulty with them. They're quite nasty creatures, you know. And to be honest, I don't know. They've been here a long time. It's not nice. It's not good what happens, you know. I mean, but then again, like, there are some Fae that are some Fae that can be tricksters and pranksters, and then there are some Fae that are just downright
Go a little too far.
cruel and can be evil, you know. I suppose the Fae are like people, aren't they? Some of us are good and some of us are bad.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to know where these Fae congregate?
I all I know is that roughly that they in some caves along the shoreline. I wouldn't know exactly which caves. Now, if you were to talk to Tristan, he's the other Fae, she said, maybe you could make a deal with him and he could lead you to them. Jean-Pierre could probably get you in the general area, but you then need to go exploring yourself. There's maybe Pierre Rene, he's the local priest. He might be able to help you a bit too. Although he tends to not deal with, he tries to pretend that the Fae don't exist, to be honest with you. He's a good man, don't get me wrong, he's a good man. He's a good man. He does a lot for the community. But yeah, and you could maybe talk to him.
Okay. You mentioned this Tristan was a kind person and very helpful.
Yes.
What sort of deals do they generally like to try to make?
Well, you know what the Fae are like. It would depend on what you want to offer. I personally have never had to make a deal with him, but once or twice other locals have made deals where they would owe him favors, and in return he helped them out with different problems that they were having. and then it's just a case of what will he call in as the favor, you know?
Mm.
Mm.
What do you two think?
It'd be worthwhile to look into this Tristan, but I'm not sure how helpful the priest would be if he doesn't even acknowledge the Fae.
Mm. The church can be kind of weird about the Fae, because on the one hand the Fae exist. You can't say that they don't exist. They exist. But they don't fit into the Christian mythology in a nice, neat way that the churches, any of the churches, are happy with, you know? There are some who actually, like, first of all, no one knows where the Fae come from. Some say that they are spirits and beings of nature itself, others that they are beings of pure magic. One theory of the Fae is that they are actually the spirits of your ancestors that reincarnate, and another theory of the Fae is that they were actually angels that did not side with God or Lucifer, and as a result were cast down to earth, not to hell, and have walked the earth since then. So, you know, so it's not completely crazy to think that a local parish priest likes to pretend not to talk about them, you know, because, as I say, they don't fit neatly into the Christian mythology.
Yes, that makes sense.
Sunday has no interest in this, but Lissa, me as a player, is very interested in this.
I heard Jesus was a fae from a man.
Yeah.
Ooh, it was scandalous.
Okay, where might we find Tristan?
Right. Well, you need to go out. So you need to just go out of the village and then travel east along the road for a bit, and then you'll find along the side of the road, there's a small copse of trees, and there's a lovely little pond inside the trees, and he lives there.
In the pond?
Yes, beside the pond.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay.
He's
Thank
not
you.
he's not one of them merfae. And like looking at her, you're like, yeah, like somewhere in her ancestry, one of her family members had sex with a mermaid or something. With that sea green hair and those eyes, you're like, yeah, someone had sex with a mermaid or a siren or something like that, you know?
Who could blame them, honestly?
Yeah.
I mean, they are a coastal town.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly, you know? And actually, the thing about France is France has a slightly higher percentage of Fae touched than other parts of Europe, but that's actually because the elves that lived in France, they were very decadent and spent a lot of time partying and with the human nobility, way more than other elves do. And actually, when the revolution happened and the human aristocracy were attacked and murdered by the revolutionaries, they actually started attacking the elven nobility as well. And while this would seem kind of crazy, there was actually one or two instances where elven palaces were attacked, and the mobs were so big and so frenzied they actually managed to get in. Lots of humans died in the process, but they were so frenzied that they still managed to get in and kill those elves, which that was such a shock across Western Europe to hear that elven nobility were being killed by a rabble mob, that the elves then fled from France to Arcadia. And so there are in fact many elven palaces dotted around France that have been abandoned, that sometimes people go into and most of the time they don't come out of. But in general, there's a slightly more Fae touched blood in France than in other parts of Europe, because you had this
Okay, I thought it was me.
I thought it was me for a moment.
Now that he's
Shane is also
gone. No, I'm just
paused.
kidding.
Oh no. Hold on.
Anarchy.
I had the exact
Hopefully
same
we'll get him back soon.
I had this exact same problem. Damn it.
coming out and talk to them there. Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
folks. Sorry,
Goodbye.
my connection dropped. I had this exact same problem last week in my stream, so I just need a minute to correct the overlay.
No worries.
Apologies all. Oh,
We could do the best of both of that plan, like both plans, where we talk to Tristan and then lay a trap with the wreckers.
Yeah. Those are just my thoughts right now, though. If you all also have thoughts or ideas.
Yeah, so Sunny will say that the going to talk to this Tristan person sounds like a good idea, but they will also say that I am very good at tracking and being in, forest and nature. So if we decide to find them ourselves, I'm sure we could figure something out.
Okay.
It must not
Yes,
be
but they would
any
be caves and not the forest.
Yeah, but it's hunting a creature in a forest, hunting a creature in cave areas, pretty much the same thing.
Okay. Anarian has been like drinking his tea in like the most posh manner,
Pinky up.
pinky out and everything. Yep.
of course. Okay, so that's the plan, anyways, to go to Tristan's first. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a good plan. All right.
I'll get a bottle of wine before we go, so that we can like offer him something.
Yeah, get
That's fine.
get a nice bottle of wine from the
Right.
auberge that you can then try to offer in trade. That's not a bad idea. Awesome. So yeah, you go back to the auberge, and you get yourself a nice bottle of wine. Something good and decent, like an Arian. You know your wines, okay? You're
Yeah.
So you're not gonna get something cheap.
No, I'm gonna get the bougiest shit on the shelf.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Now everything is fixed in my overlay. Yeah, as I said, I had the exact same problem last week in my stream. Let me just check everything.
Are we still live, by the way?
No, we are. I
people
believe
heard us?
we are still live. I think. I'm just reloading Twitch on my laptop. But
Yeah.
Gotcha.
we are still, I believe, live, so everybody could hear our conversation that was happening.
Cool.
So, yes. That is weird. So anyway, everything is good. My connections seem to be good. So yes, you head back to the hotel, to the auberge, and you get a nice bottle of wine, and then you follow the directions that Genevieve had given you, and you eventually find your way to it's pretty easy to find, okay, and you're only walking for like 15-20 minutes outside of the village, and you find a cusp of trees. You then see you go into you do see there's a little pond, and sitting beside the pond, enjoying a pipe, is a small diminutive figure, who is just chilling and relaxing and enjoying themselves. They're quite tiny. You reckon they're probably a little over 80 centimeters tall. Okay, masculine figure. Little pointed ears that seem to be like twitching on their own, and a wide kind of very round face. Okay, you do spot on the left side of his face there's a pretty nasty looking scar. Looks like a burn scar, and he's wearing these very, very fine clothes, very lovely shades of dark green with brilliant white linens underneath, and you see a little bell on his belt tinkling as he's smoking his pipe, and he sees you all and he says, "Oh, bonjour."
Bonjour. We come bearing gifts. I'll offer the wine bottle.
Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. And why do strange folk who I do not know come to me bearing gifts?
We'd like some information if you're willing. In regards to, I guess, some distant relatives of yours, the wreckers on the coves, or in the caves. I mean,
They are no kin of mine.
my apologies.
It's okay. It's okay. But what would you like to know about them?
I will ask her to. Oh my God, Emma, I forgot your name.
Fritz.
Frit, sorry. I'll just her to Frit to lay it on.
We're here to try to ease tensions, and we were hoping that everybody knows the general area that they can be found in, but we were hoping for some additional help in being able to locate and speak with them.
You want to speak with them?
Ideally, yes, if possible.
You're not the chattiest of folk.
Sunny
Do you think
nods in understanding.
Well, we can take care of ourselves if needed. But I'm always on the side of trying to ease tensions through conversation if possible.
I suppose. Well,
I want to see if there's an amicable resolution.
there might be. I don't know. I stay away from them myself, but I do know where they live.
Could we ask that you share that information with us?
I mean,
I understand that the king sent an army? Is it the king at this time, or this is an Emma question? I don't know history.
We're like well past the revolutions and kings, and all the aristocracy is dead in France at this stage. They were all guillotined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Okay.
There was actually there was Napoleon III who was the emperor, but like there was this period like of about 100 years where you had the revolution, then Napoleon Bonaparte came along, declared himself emperor, then he gets defeated, and then there's a new republic, and then another Napoleon pops up, he declares himself emperor, then he got killed in the Franco-Prussian War, so now we have a new republic. This is why France, the current government of France, is officially, I believe, the 5th Republic of France.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, as far as I could be wrong, but I do believe that the current French government is officially the 5th Republic, I believe. Yes.
Chat, let us know.
You just know your shit.
Okay.
My expertise is Fey folklore more so than general European. This is my general Europeans level of general European history here. You know, I didn't study history beyond a little bit in secondary school.
You know more than the American here.
Okay.
Yeah. I understand any hesitation in sharing that information with us, but I understand that the local governments sent an army here to try to deal with the situation. And we're here to just try to ease this tension or find a solution to this situation so that no governments have to impose their own interests on this region or its people again.
Yeah, I remember there was some soldiers came around. Well, it wasn't quite an army. It was, I don't know, 10, 15 soldiers. Poor chaps. They, luckily none of them were killed, but yeah, they didn't do very well.
Though, that's what I keep hearing.
Yeah, although that being said, they didn't have your skills. You, or yours, pointing at an Arion as well. So.
And that is why we find ourselves here, trying to help as we can.
Let me think. What what would be a good trade for this?
Conflict is bad, therefore we should stop the conflict.
Well, I'm not directly affected by the conflict myself, so.
I did give you a nice vintage.
And that's why we're having this conversation.
Fair enough.
I do understand that you are a very powerful individual and that you can take care of yourself. However, I worry that
When you
I
say
mentioned
that, he kind of rubs at the burn scar on the side of his face.
Mhm.
It's an old looking scar, but yeah, definitely was caused by flame, by fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do worry that governments and armies and people of those sorts do not tend to differentiate between Fae. If one Fae is causing a problem and an army is sent, they're not only going to target those Fae necessarily.
I'm not worried about human soldiers coming with their rifles. No disrespect, he says, gesturing at Yusan. He's like, they wouldn't be able to find me to shoot me if they tried.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, at least.
My skills are different to the Naufrageur. I can't conjure flames and lights like they can. Well, I can on a very simple, superficial level, but I can make myself very difficult to spot, and I can make someone's life very difficult in other ways. Though I have a very good relationship with the local humans here, I'm more likely to grant somebody a boon than a bane, if you know what I mean.
Of course.
If you have a good relationship with the humans, do you have a good relationship with the other Fae? Because I can't help but notice your scar.
No, I don't have a good relationship with them at all. So I'll be honest with you. I am intrigued by what you could possibly do to rid us of them.
Or at least lessen the amount of kind of stops to think for the word.
I would be very happy to see them gone.
Okay, well, if that is a deal you would like to make of us ensuring that they leave or are dealt with, then that is a deal I would be comfortable making to find out where they are.
A bargain is struck. And as he says that, without him touching it, the little bell on his belt rings. And the tone lingers in the air for a moment longer than it should have. Well, I suppose we can go right now if you wish.
Why wait?
Yes, please.
Excellent. And he taps his pipe, emptying out the tobacco on a stone, and then just taps it with his boot to make sure that it's put out, that there's no risk of fire. And he said, well, shall we? And he leads the way. As I say, he's a very small figure. And as is often the case with the Fae, you've no idea how old he is. Because, the Fae don't age in the way humans do. He could be hundreds of years old, but he still looks relatively youthful. But so it's impossible to know. But he's moving quite sprightly, hopping along, leading you down. He doesn't lead you down into the village. He leads you over across some fields, but directly towards the coast. So he doesn't follow the road itself back into the village and then back down to the harbour. He just goes directly across some fields, whistling a tune to himself as you're passing by some farms with some sheep, and it's mostly it's mostly sheep in this area, apart from the fishing, and yeah, after about like 45 minutes, you're coming down towards the shoreline, and it's a fairly stony shoreline. There's a small bit of a beach near the harbor. It's a bit more sandy, but further down, the sand turns more to stone. All right. And he says, now be careful along here. These rocks are slippy, as he starts hopping effortlessly from rock to rock, leading you along. Still whistling a little tune to himself. Says, so, have you faced many other of my kin before?
I personally have a few times, yes. But as mentioned, I tend to try to find diplomatic solutions more often than not. But that doesn't always work.
And what about you other two? Where are you both from? I don't recognize... Well, you're obviously French to an Arian, but I don't recognize your accent at all.
I'm from up north.
Oh, near Jotunheim. And Jotunheim is the northern Fey nation that basically is comprised of the Arctic region of what would be Norway, Sweden, and Finland.
Ah.
Yes, it is the
And
other Fey
yes.
nation in Europe. Yes. Oh, so... Have you ever had any run-ins with some trolls or ice giants?
A few. I have seen some things, and you... And
Yeah.
she takes out her gun and kind of like starts cleaning it.
Yeah, those trolls are ugly, and those ice giants are such arrogant, pompous pricks.
They really are.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Can I ask a world question?
Yes, of course, by
briefly?
all means. Absolutely.
You mentioned that like it's hard to tell how old Fae actually are, and that they can be like very ancient. Did Fae exist alongside dinosaurs?
What's a dinosaur? This is the 19th century.
People, I guess, yeah, I don't know paleontology very well. In the history of
Paleontology was
archaeology.
only beginning at this time.
Oh wow!
It really was only just beginning at this time. And it was in
They
the...
probably thought they were
Yeah, it was in the latter half, I believe, of the 1800s that they started... That scientists actually started taking notice of fossils when they were found, and were beginning to examine them and categorize them and give names to different fossils, and actually recognize that, okay, this is a fossil of one animal, this is a fossil of a different animal. So yeah. But the Fae are as old as humanity.
Okay.
For as long as people have existed, the Fae have existed. And the most ancient stories that humans have, even going back to like Gilgamesh and those ancient stories, the Fae were always there, you know? Now there's different, as I say, different theories and different stories and different mythologies. Some, so like in the Norse, they have their cosmology of the 9 worlds, and the different Fae came from different worlds. And Jotunheim, the nation of Jotunheim, is named after one of the worlds of their cosmology. And then you've got the ancient Greeks who talked about monsters being born. But then they view the Fae in the same category as monsters like Medusa and, you know, chimeras and so forth. And so... yeah, it's like no one really knows. And there is a magical place, the Fey realm, which there are portals to the Fey realm that scattered across Earth, and Fey travel in and out of the Fey realm. Many Fey live in the Fey realm, but other Fey live on Earth alongside humanity in forests and hollow hills and inside, you know, megalithic ruins and the likes. Humans tend not to go into the Fey realm. It's really bad if you do. Most often, if a human goes into the Fey realm, and they'll come back out and they'll have thought they were only gone for a few days and a century will have passed. And they will literally age 100 years in front of the people that they're talking to.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, yeah, it's... Now, certain humans with enough magical training can safely travel in the Fey realm as if they are true Fey themselves. But that's like we're talking basically the druids in my game at high levels, at like 15th, 16th level, can travel the Fey realm as if they're true Fey. They are not affected by the wibbly wobbly timey wimey of the Fae realm.
Mhm.
But the Fae, as we say, are certainly as old as humanity is.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
So yes. Right. So eventually, he says you're walking along for well over an hour at this stage, and you'd spot a couple of different inlets, and you're thinking, "Oh, this might be caves." And he says, "Right, around the bend there, you see that large outcrop? Around there, there is a large cave, and that is where you will find them." Okay. If you wish, there's now this is there. I don't know how many of them there actually are, because, like, as often happens with my kin, and some of them have come and gone over time. There are definitely some there now. Um, what advice could I give you? Be mindful of their magics. They can try to enthrall the mind with their conjured flame. Be careful. And try and get rid of them. That would be great. We've made our deal, and you will now that you've seen them, try and drive them away.
Yes,
Mhm.
we will see it through.
Yes.
Thank you for your help.
And we're about an hour from town right now.
Yeah, well, 45 minutes to an hour from the like the center of the village. Yes.
As
So we
Go
had
ahead.
said we were gonna get a gift. Like, we talked about it. Can I retroactively say I had purchased another bottle? If
Yeah.
not, like, no worries, we can go back
Oh
and
yeah,
get
of
it.
course. No, absolutely. I mean, the deal that he's made with you was that you're going to get rid of these fey creatures, and that was the deal that he made to show you
Yeah.
where they were.
Yeah, but getting rid
Right,
can
right.
be kill or get them to
Or
move
yeah,
away.
it could be drive away.
So-
Exactly. Yeah.
As they're standing there, debating on what they do next, can Sunny take a look around and see? I don't know if she would know like classic signs of what I'm trying to like just kind of like looking to see if animals have been in the area, but like for Fae. So to see if there's like tracks or kind of huntery things that she would notice from the area about, because they are nearby where the Fae cave is. So
Okay.
presumably the Fae would be moving in that area and kind of traversing. So
I mean,
what
okay,
she would pick up.
absolutely. So this would be a good role for you. So you've got an awareness of 4 plus keen eyes, and you have bushcraft 2. So that's a +7 to your roll,
Okay.
because you as a gunslinger have a very high awareness, and you have training because of your hunter farmer background. You do have training and tracking as well. So
hmm that is a 15 plus 7, so
22.
22?
So you do not see any signs of Fae moving, but that in itself doesn't surprise you, because the Fae, smaller magical Fae creatures, don't leave tracks.
Mhm.
But what you do spot as you're walking around is you actually do spot some bones, human bones, scattered amongst the rocks in the direction of the cave. And
Okay.
you do remember being told that, as well
Mhm.
as stealing the cargo from the wrecks, they also feast on the flesh of the drowned sailors.
hmm Yeah, Sunny will pick up some of the bones and be like, I'm no doctor, but I think this is part of the spine,
Yeah.
and kind of like hold it up.
I do believe you're right.
Okay, so I have a very serious
You're touching that
question
with your
now.
bare hands. That's nasty.
Fritz, do you try to take some of the bones and stick them in your bag?
Would there be a reason for me to, Neo?
As a witch, there are certain spells that human bones are actual components of.
I'll try to take a couple. Yeah, sure.
Are you worried about the other spotting this?
Nah.
Okay, yeah. They're like, oh, that's crazy witch shit, you know? It's like, but yeah, no, as I said, no,
Jesus Christ.
I'm just whispering to myself, oh, these are in great condition.
yeah, none of the bones none of the spells that you currently possess, um, but actually, like, there's a third level spell from the sphere of the ritual spheres, the spells of the witches have, called Aura of Invulnerability, and the component for it is a piece of human bone engraved with runes or sigils of protection, and that spell is based on protective magics that were actually practiced in what would be now modern day Germany.
Ooh.
Like,
So cool.
yeah,
Cool.
like the magic that's unique to the witches, the spells and the charms are all based on specific historical examples of witchcraft and folk magic from Europe.
Mm.
So
It's real neat. I
It's
got a
really
lot of
cool.
history
Saying-
lessons as I was making my
Yes,
character. It was really
yes.
cool.
I love all of this history stuff. Like, I am thriving right now.
yeah, I suppose that is the thing about this game, is that, as I said, like, it's based on folklore.
Mhm.
It is based on as it was described in the original stories. So, like, I was tempted to have you fight some kobolds, but that would have been too terrible, because the actual kobolds from German folklore were terrifying. Like, no, like, there's one story of a kobold in a palace of a noble in, I think it was Dusseldorf, but I'm not sure, and they were always invisible.
Mhm.
And one of the serving boys tricked the kobold into breaking its invisibility and revealing himself, and when the kobold realized what had happened, was so enraged he ripped the lad's arm off and beat him to death with it.
I mean, like,
Just
isn't
like Pennywise.
aren't all the German kind of tales sort of very
Dark.
dark and not the Disney versions of
Well, the
what we've
original
been
ones,
given?
yes, are a lot more dark, but it's like,
Yeah.
when people think of kobolds, they think of cute little dragon people, like, but that's not
Yeah.
at all what actual kobolds were like,
Mm.
but so that was, I was like, but that's why I didn't have this game in Germany, because I was like, no, a single kobold would be a
You wouldn't
TPK.
survive.
It would be a TPK.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, so yeah, this is what you grab one or two bones, and you're like, oh, this would be perfect for that spell that I'm working on. I just need to get a little bit more powerful. And what's the like this? You can just peeking around, you can see the entrance to the cave itself. Okay, and it's a wide enough entrance. Okay, it's about maybe, like, it's fairly big. It's maybe a good 10 meters across. Okay, so, like, it is quite big. And these are about, maybe about 30-40 meters from it, like, close but not too close. And actually, like, while you are trying to be quiet, the sounds of your voices is being very, very much masked by the crashing of the waves, because the shore, like, you are literally on the shoreline itself, so you don't need to worry. Like, the sounds of the waves are very much masking you speaking to each other.
Okay, so I imagine
Have
we
a
come with
bottle.
the bottle of wine and try to coax them into a conversation, and if it goes south, and we'll deal with it as we can.
As you say that,
Yes.
Sunny is just like reloading their guns
Yeah.
and just like you
Yeah,
hear
get
like
prepared, get
clicking,
prepared.
Yeah.
get prepared, and like
Yeah.
hiding guns.
I don't
in different
anticipate that
places.
this will go well, but I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you going to try and stealth, or are you going to openly walk towards the cave?
What do you two
Say
think?
openly. I would say openly walk with the bottle present.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, stealthing seems like we're doing something shady, which I'm not saying we're not doing something shady, but I'm saying it looks less suspicious.
If we want to start this with the amicable conversation first.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Well, so okay, you slowly make your way towards um the cave entrance, okay, and coming around to it, looking in. So Sunny, you were having a bit of difficulty seeing in, okay, because it is quite dark. But Fritz
Mhm.
and Arian, you can you with your Fey blood, you have dark sight, so you can see in pretty clearly, okay. It's quite a large cave. It goes back it goes back a good like 16 meters, and it's kind of roughly circular, okay. And looking in, you can see um a collection of different things. There is various different piles and hoards of different items. So in one corner you have what look to be a bunch of coin, and in another corner there's like some rolls of like silk. In another corner you see piles of like silver cutlery and the likes. In another corner you see several barrels of wine and beer, and in the middle of it, sleeping on what looked to be fairly comfy like piles of more silks and fine fabrics, five creatures, okay. They are short in stature, not like taller than Tristan, okay, but still fairly short in stature. Um, they it's kind of funny. Their clothing that they're wearing looks somewhat similar to what like fishermen would be wearing, but
Mhm.
nicer. Um, they've got like beards and kind of slightly weather worn faces. Um, and as I said, they appear to be all asleep right now.
Okay. If
There,
we're
there
at the
there's
mouth
five
of
of
the
them.
cave
Yes.
and we haven't ventured, there's 5 of them. Okay, if we're at the mouth of the cave and we haven't stirred them, Anarian's gonna put a finger to his lips and then like back up and like make the gesture of like let's back up so that we can like talk. So when
Mhm.
we're and if the others follow and we're a safe distance away, I'm like, I think the plan's changed because if we wake them up, they might get pissy. We could just take them on while they're sleeping. What do you
Take
think? I mean,
them
there's 5 of them.
on.
I'd
Take them
tell
on. Like
there's 5
shoot
of
them
them,
while
but
they
you also
sleep.
can't. But you also can't see in the dark.
Well, we light that
It's just
bottle
an
of wine
idea,
on. Can you light wine on fire? Is it flammable?
It is flammable.
like a Molotov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Get some light in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
We could also just throw it like a Molotov.
Yeah.
Me as a player, I'm
Also,
totally
like,
comfortable ambushing these people and fighting them right from the get-go.
Let's
Me,
not.
me,
My
as a
character
player.
me as a player, yes.
Me
But
as
I'm
a
also
player.
like
Me as a character.
character-wise.
character-wise, my character will say I would still prefer to try to talk to them,
But let's not
but
forget
if I'm outvoted, that's fine.
you did have to walk over human bones to get to the cave entrance. So let's not forget that fact.
Okay, Neil wants us to fight these
That
things.
is
Oh, I don't care. I'm actually really
I
curious
wanna-
to know what you
outside
want.
of the game. Outside of the game, I want to fucking fight.
Yeah.
Inside of the game, Anarian just he's up for either a talk or that, but he's also knows if we wake up 5 sleeping people, they might get angry or upset to be awoken. So there's going to be a fight regardless if that's the situation, especially because these are little piss babies. Like they're attacking people and stuff. They're malevolent. So
You're not
it
wrong.
might just be good Molotov them.
This is probably our best hope of
When you put it like
winning.
that, you don't go into a bear's den and wake up the bear and not be expected to come out alive unless you're me and you have a lot of guns. But
Yes.
when you put it like that, the only problem is I can't see them.
Well, when we
That's
throw
where
the
the Molotov
Molotov,
comes in.
you'll be
Because
able
when
to
they're
see
on
them.
fire,
Yeah.
you can see them.
Okay. So shoot at whatever is moving. in the fire. Got it.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
How close are their sleeping bodies towards those wine barrels?
They're not that close to them. The barrels are off to the side. They're kind of in the middle of the cave itself, and it's roughly 15 meters in diameter. So they're about 7-8 meters in from the entrance, and the barrels are about maybe 3 to 5 meters from them. So they're not that close to them.
Okay. To like mentally convert because I'm American.
Multiply by
But I
3.
think, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I was doing right now. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I just think if we Molotov them, their still burning bodies will provide light for the gunfire, and then we can just use our magic.
Okay, let's do it.
It's gonna go poorly.
We made a deal with Tristan. This is our best chance.
Okay, right. So
Who has the best throwing ability?
probably Sunny.
Yeah, probably Sunny.
But Sunny cannot see.
But you can throw in a general direction.
I can throw in a general direction.
We'll tell you to
yes.
throw in like in the middle.
Yeah.
I'll be like, they're like in the middle part.
Yeah. You're like,
Sure.
throw it 8 meters that way.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay, so you get
Hand the bottle over.
you open up the bottle and you get some scraps of fabric, and one of you, who would be most likely to have which of you smokes?
Probably me.
So Fritz, you have a goblin spark. This is a very, very practical little device. They're a brass tube about maybe the length of your hand, and little balls inside them, and when you flick the balls, a little flame appears. It's basically a magic Zippo lighter that can not be extinguished by wind, can only be extinguished by water. All right, and so means you can light your pipe in high wind. Okay, and you have this, you carry this on you at all times. You can like command it to extinguish as well, of course. Okay, so you get it all ready and you light a bit of fabric and you get it. Once it catches and the burn down, you hand the bottle to Sunny, throw it that way. So
is there a way
I'm going to
ready in action?
Can I help with this throw? I have a minor illusion cantrip.
Well, you do know that Sunny is actually very good at this. Like, Sunny, as well as being a gunslinger, is also trained in knife throwing.
Okay.
So, like,
I will. I'll trust Sunny. I'll trust Sunny.
So you have a +6 to this roll, okay? And like, it's not a case of
Good.
you don't throw it; it's a case of how good you do a job of throwing it, okay?
Yeah.
But it's a +6 to the roll because you are
Not one. You throw it at our feet.
Yeah.
Oh no!
It slips and falls. 19.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you chuck it, and what actually happens is you slightly overthrow it ever so slightly, which is probably a good thing because it means that instead of landing on the silks that the creatures were sleeping on, it lands on the stony, rocky floor of the cave. And as it does, you hear the glass shatter and ignite, and flames appear shooting up, and some of them start to catch a little bit at the silk fabric. Silk is not especially flammable, being a natural fabric, but you now see this, and Sunny, you can now see the 5 creatures. They are obviously beginning to awaken, but you will each get one action before we roll for initiative, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So we each get one action?
Yeah, each get one action, and then we're going to roll for initiative.
Great. I'm going to cast Witch's Ladder at one of them.
Okay, right. So yeah, and they are within range. Okay, so you pull out your 2-meter length of knotted rope that you have made for this spell. Black hen's feathers coming out of the knots as you cast your spell, channeling your magic into it, and then you lashing it out like almost like a whip, and this like force of necrotic energy comes out at the creatures. They're not going to get a chance. Normally, they would be able to do a fortitude roll to resist this, but because it's a surprise attack, they don't get a chance to do that. So where was I? How much mana do you want to spend? For every 4 mana you spend, it's 1d6.
Okay. Hold on. How much mana do I have?
You have 46 mana, I believe. Yes.
Okay. I will spend.
It's at the top bar.
Yeah.
Okay. I will spend. Free hit. Let's spend 16 mana.
Ooh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Damn. So that is
A free hit. If I can one shot one of these guys.
Yeah, that is 46 plus 4.
Okay.
That's so good.
What?
You're fucking them up.
Okay. I didn't roll great.
Oh.
13 points of damage.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Can you roll a d10 for me, please?
Yeah.
This is just to determine which of the 5 of them you hit.
I rolled a 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so how much did you say it was? 13 points of damage?
13, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you strike out one of them, and you hit it badly. Like they're not dead, but they are injured. Okay, so who's going next, an Arion or Sani?
I'll go next. I want to do Lesser Cone of Cold.
Okay, all right. Now let me just. I'm pretty sure you are within range of that. You would need to move in a little bit to hit them. They're about 8 meters from you, but you can move in because it's a 4 meter long by 2 meter wide at the end cone, so that would be enough to hit 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, and yet again, how much mana are you spending?
Let me see. It's also free, and then my thingy is 2. So I'll do 16 also.
So that will be 14 total.
Well, no, not 16. Let's do 12.
Okay, well that costs you 10 because of the -2 because of
10?
your specialization.
Gotcha.
Because your specialization, it only costs you 10, but that's 3. Gotcha. That is 3d6 plus 4.
Okay, let's see. Where's my d6? Okay, so 3. 6 plus 4, so 10 points.
Okay, and can you roll a d10 for me as well to determine which of the creatures you hit?
Yes. Where is my d10? 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 10, you said, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so you hit 2 of the creatures, one of whom was the one that Fritz had hit, and its body freezes up, looking like it's almost turn to ice as it is killed by the combined attack of the 2 of you.
Okay.
Yes. Sani, it is your go.
With this range,
You're using your rifle, so you have the range on the rifle, your short range is 20 meters, which is more than the length of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. She will grab the rifle that she prepared and shoot at whatever creature is nearest to her, I guess.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. So the one that would have been nearest to you is now dead.
The second nearest, then.
There's like 3 in a row.
Number 2.
Okay, right. So the middle one. Okay. All right. So roll to attack.
Okay, so rifle is 1d12. No, roll to attack.
So
right?
it's plus 8
First.
plus 8 to hit. So roll to attack
Plus
first.
8 hit. That is a 12 plus 8. So 20?
That's a hit. Yeah. Okay. And do you want? I'm gonna let you use your quick attack to get a second attack against this creature if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Or you could shoot one of the other ones.
Now I'll try to finish off this one.
Okay, so roll for your second attack to see if that one hits as well.
Okay. That is a nat 20.
Oh,
let's go.
Nice.
okay. Hold on. Just give me 1 minute. I need to.
Oh yeah.
I need to pull up some stuff here. Where? Oh no, wrong file. Apologies.
I wasn't expecting any of you to crit.
I wasn't either.
Oh no.
Oh god. Well, and this is with a rifle as well. Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
This is going great, everybody.
Yeah, this is going.
We fucked
Okay.
them up.
So first, okay. So roll your 1d12 plus 7 for the first attack, because it's a rifle.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna trust the blue dice on this one.
Okay.
I believe in you.
1d12. That is a 13.
Okay, so the way crits work in my system is you do maximum damage plus the damage die again, which means that with 1d12 plus 7, you automatically do 19 points of damage, and then we roll d12 again.
Okay.
So roll your d12.
Nice.
11.
So that's 30 points of damage. And
Oh,
in Feyarth, there is a critical injuries mechanic as well. So roll a d10 for me.
A d10.
Now, by the way, this creature's dead. This is just going to tell us where the hole in their body is. Okay.
6.
Okay, so basically what would have been a shallow injury across a large part of their torso is a gaping hole in their torso as they are dead. Okay. Good God. Right, we are now going
you decide this.
We're now going to roll initiative.
This is a D20 plus our initiative,
plus
right?
your initiative, and if you have quick reflexes, you get to add. So it's D20 plus your dexterity. I believe I did actually put your initiative modifiers on the character sheets for you all. So yeah, you have a +2 for its an area, and you have a +3, and Sandy, you have a +5 to your initiative.
So I think my dice is
Okay.
broken. Because that's another nat 20, so a 25?
Okay.
Damn.
Okay, and Fritz, what did you get?
I rolled a healthy and respectable 7.
Okay, and an area?
15.
Okay, right. So just give me 1 moment, please.
This dice is cursed in the best way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if all of our luck is going towards you, I'm okay with that. You know, you're the big damage dealer.
So, the creatures are getting up. Sani, it's your go. This could be a very short combat.
I'm so sorry.
That means you get to go to bed sooner. That's great.
Yeah.
That is not as good. What am I adding? 7? No.
+8.
8. That is 14.
That's a miss.
Second one's a miss.
Okay. So now you do have your 2 minor actions, okay? So the way the gunslinger mechanic works is that you can spend you're supposed to technically say it before you roll, but it's fine. Like, you've never played this game before. But you have 1 major action and 2 minor actions, so you can spend your minor action to do a quick attack. So you get another attack with your minor action. In fact, you get 2 extra attacks because you can spend both minor actions doing 2 more additional attacks. It's a specific skill to the gunslinger profession.
Okay. Since the first one missed, Sunny is going to double down and try to hit twice more.
So There is just to clarify. There's 3 of them right now.
Mhm.
In a kind of a triangular shape. So, which of the 3 vertices do you want to strike for? The bottom left, the bottom right, or the top? The
Bottom
top
right.
being the furthest from you. Bottom right. Okay.
Mhm.
So. Oh, and Anarian, you're on deck.
Okay.
So two attacks.
Yeah, 2 more attacks. So +8 to each roll.
That was a 17.
Total.
Yes.
That is
+8.
that is a miss as well. Now that they are
Ooh.
up, they are moving around much quicker and they are harder to hit.
Well, this one is a 24.
That does hit.
Yes. Okay.
So
So
roll for damage.
roll once.
And this, by the way, this Naufrageur had previously been injured by
Okay.
an Arian's Cold.
Okay. So that is 12 + 7, 19.
Jesus, yeah, they're dead.
Jesus.
Oh God. An Arian, it's your go.
I'm gonna move it a little closer and do a lesser cone of cold again.
Okay. And
And
how close do
I'm
you
gonna
want to?
do
So,
just enough to get both of them in range.
okay.
Because they're right next to each other, right?
Oh, you're actually they're far enough apart away that you're only going to be able to hit one of them, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Now that they're up,
Then if I can only hit one of them, I'm gonna switch and do ice shard instead.
cool. Okay. And how much
Okay.
how much mana do you want to spend?
Let's do 6.
So
So that would
they-
be 4 technically.
yeah. So okay. Now they do get to try to do a dex to see if they can dodge it, but no, I rolled a 5. Oh, which one are you going for, by the way? There's are you going for oh, actually, sorry. I miss. There's actually. I said there was 3 left. There's actually 4 left. So there's one slightly further back or two closer to you. Which one are you going for?
I'll go to the one closest to me.
Okay, cool. Right. They haven't. Okay. Oh no, I was right. They are dead. So there's actually only 2
Yeah, I
left.
think we've killed 3. Yeah.
You have killed 3. Yes. So there's okay. So that one. Cool.
Okay.
This one hasn't been injured yet now. So oh yeah, I only rolled a 5 on that dex. Yeah, that's a 9. That's not so they're going to take full damage. So that is 44 plus 4.
Where's my D4? 4d4 plus 4.
Yep.
So, off to a great start. I cannot pick up this dice. Jesus Christ.
D4s are hard.
Yeah, they can be tricky. All right.
4, 6, 7. Look, 8 plus 4. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12.
Okay, right. Okay. So
And then I'll back up.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you can do with your minor actions. I don't believe there is. No. Okay.
I'll do Ice Shield.
Yes, you can cast Ice Shield on yourself. That will increase your defense by 2. Okay.
Cool.
So what you see is Anarian literally conjures a shield made of ice forms out of the back of their hand, about the size of a Rotella shield, to make them harder to hit. So it is now the Naufrageur that was furthest back. It is now their go. So they are not liking this.
Being attacked in their sleep.
Yeah. So they raise up their hand and launch out what looks to be a ball of light, but it bursts forth in a brilliant, dazzling, blinding burst. Okay. Now, I believe. Let me just check, because the Anarian, you had to move in a bit previously to cast your Cone of Cold. So actually, they're not gonna. Okay,
I
so
did say I backed up after I cast,
yeah,
though.
no. So he's actually gonna have to move forward first of all to hit you all. So yeah, he moves forward and then does this. So I need the three of ye to give me fortitude rolls, please.
Okay, let's see. Fortitude. How does one?
Okay, I'm gonna roll well. I rolled well. I rolled a nat 20 plus
Okay,
3.
great.
So
Third nat
23.
20.
Let's go.
I rolled an 18 plus 2.
Okay,
Yes.
and Arian, what did you roll?
16, 16 plus,
I rolled
I think,
high.
2.
What's your fortitude? Your
So
fortitude is
17,
0.
18? No, 16,
Your
17.
your
Is
fortitude
0?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's 0.
sorry. I was thinking of the shield.
No, that's for defense. You have a fortitude of 0.
Gotcha. Okay, so then just 16.
Okay, so Fritz and Sani, you managed to shield your eyes, but Anarian, you don't. You are blinded.
Tits.
You are blinded for the next 5 rounds. So if you want to cast any spells, you will actually need to give me a magic casting roll. So you'll need to at disadvantage. So what that means is basically you'll need to roll and have a -1 disadvantage, and you'll need to hit, depending on the spell, that determines the target number. So if it's a first level spell, you need to get a 16 or higher, and if it's one of your second level spells, a 17 or higher, just to make sure you are directing the spell. Now, that was their first minor action was to move. Their second minor action was to cast a blinding flash. So with their major action,
Uh-oh.
Dang. I thought that was their major action.
that was their minor action. These are Fae. Yeah, I mean,
Good thing we went first.
okay, so they saw Fritz cast a very powerful spell, but that rifle is quite devastating. So,
Who, me?
gesturing with their hands, a flame appears in front of them and starts drifting towards you, dancing in front of your eyes. I need you to give me a resolve roll.
Oh, okay. I have points in that. Come
You
on.
got this.
Come on,
I
baby.
believe in
Come on,
you.
Sonny.
And you have
Out of the
willpower,
cards.
so that's a +4 to the roll.
Oh, nice.
Which,
Oh, I did so bad. Oh no.
Oh no.
8.
oh no.
Oh no.
You become enraptured by the hypnotic movements of the flame and are transfixed. You are unable to act.
Oh, no.
no.
If you are attacked,
damn, that's
however,
what done
if
her.
you are attacked or take any damage, this spell effect will end.
Someone slapped me.
So, it's now the young Naufrageur's turn. So yeah, they're just gonna
there's a child.
they're just gonna chuck a. Oh no! So the way the stat blocks in Fey Earth work is every Fey creature has 3 stat blocks: young, adult, and ancient. Young doesn't mean you're a child; it just means you're younger. You know, adults. So it's
Gotcha.
and this is a way for me to, because the thing is that, like, Fey creatures in folklore were so unbelievably powerful that if I gave every Fey creature all of the abilities that they get in the stories, they'd be a TPK for any party under like 12th level. So how I balance this is there's 3 sets of stat blocks for every creature in the game of young, adult, and ancient, so that the older the Fey, the more powerful they become.
Makes sense.
So that's what those terms young, adult, and ancient means. It's to do with the strength of the Fey creature. So like if you think of it in human terms, a young Fey would be like 18 to 20. An adult Fey would be like, say, 28 to 32, 33. and an ancient fae would be like late 40s, early 50s, you know, in terms of like life
Mhm.
experience power. Okay,
Mhm.
so they're not actually babies. Okay, but they are
See,
going to
I would have had no problem punching babies.
yeah, they are going to chuck a firebolt at you, Fritz. So can you
What?
please give me dexterity, and you do have quick reflexes, so that's a +2 to the roll.
Okay.
Oh, that's 4 and 2 is 6 plus. Okay,
I rolled a 21.
Jesus Christ, you guys are
I
doing.
found my die. This is
You
the
guys
good
are
die.
doing. You guys are phenomenal. So that you dodge slightly, halved, so you only take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, God, you guys are doing great, and it is now your go, Fritz.
Okay. Is grit my health?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Got it. All right. So my turn.
yeah.
Is this like dazzle effect to borrow language from the dragon game
Uh-huh.
or like other systems? Like you have concentration spells. Is this a thing that I can maybe snap Sunny out of it by attacking the caster?
You don't know.
Okay.
You honestly don't know. The Fae are extremely powerful.
But I have Fae lore. So do I know maybe I know something about these Fae?
Give me an intellect roll,
Okay.
and it's +5. You add to that.
23. This dice is treating me very well.
You're pretty
That's so
sure
good.
that an ability like this, like when Fae conjure magic, the magic almost takes on a life of its own until it
Okay.
completes its action.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
In that case,
Now you can still attack this creature and try and fuck it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Witch's Ladder again
Yeah.
on the one that Anarian had hurt.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
And so for this, what do I roll? A D20
No, you
plus.
don't. So you just tell me. You don't roll. I roll. You tell me how much money you want to spend.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 12 mana on this one.
Okay, so that is 3d6 plus 4, and I rolled terribly in this fortitude roll, so they do not get to half the damage.
Let's go. I rolled 12.
They had 11 grit points left. They are dead.
Nice. Let's go.
Nice.
So yes, there is one left.
We're doing so good.
We're doing so good, everybody. Okay.
team.
You are doing really well, although one of the party members is blinded and the other is hypnotized.
Yeah. Could I?
All things considered, listen.
Yes.
Could I imagine the answer is no, but could I slap Sunny out of the hypnotism for a minor action?
You could move over and try and shake them, but I'm going to say now that it won't be enough to get them out of the hypnotic lure, okay?
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to... no, I'm gonna do the in character thing. I'll run over there and I'll try to shake them.
Okay, you could do that if you want. Because I was gonna say if you wanted instead, you could have used a minor action to cast minor augury.
Let's see.
That spell is a minor action.
What happened next? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna use that then.
So you pull out some. What do you use? Do you use animal bones, rune stones, tarot? What does Fritz use for his auguric divinations?
I think I've got some animal bones somewhere in this bag of mine.
Well, so you get it some out, you cast them out quickly. You're getting a glimpse of the future, so you will be able to add a +4 to either your next ability test or defense score against an attack.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Super. Yeah, it's a nice little spell. And we are at the top of the initiative order. It would be Sanny's go, but they are enthralled. They are hypnotized. So it is Anarian's go. So you can act Anarian, but you are blinded, so you do have a penalty if you want to try and cast spells.
I'm gonna try and cast a spell.
Okay, which
I'm
spell?
gonna do Ice Shard.
Okay, so you need to give me a d20 roll, and it's a -1, and you need to basically roll 17 or higher. The target number is 16, but you have a -1 penalty, so you need to get a 17 or higher on your d20.
Oh, 17.
Oh
That
my
makes it 16
gosh.
then.
Okay, I forgot to ask, how much mana were you spending?
Oh, cool. See, I was afraid that I would miss, so I was just gonna spend 1 or 2, which makes it 1.
1. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick to that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 1. It's 1d4 plus 4. They do get to try and dodge though. I rolled. I'm rolling really badly tonight. I'm going to change my die. This is not.
I had to change my die a few
So
times to
3
find
plus
one that was
4,
working.
so 7.
Okay, right, cool. 7 points of damage. Okay, I'll get back to it in a minute. Okay, and this is the first damage that this creature has taken now. So, and it is their go. So, what are they going to do? They're kind of annoyed at what's going on here with these shenanigans. So, what are they going to do? Let me just have a look. This is frustrating. I mean, no. You're already blinded, so it's not. There's no point in doing that. Yeah, it looks like all they can do is
Double
cast. Who are they going to cast it on though? Yeah, it would be on you and Arian because you just injured them. So Firebolt, give me dexterity roll, please. You get to add a +3 to this.
Do I even know if it's coming?
Oh, actually, you
That's a
can.
good
That's a good
question.
point. I forgot.
That's
You're
what I'm
blind.
saying. Like,
No, you don't get to because you are blinded. Sorry. Thank you for
that's what I
reminding me
figured.
of
I
that.
was like, I can't see shit.
So where is my d4s? One.
I do have my ice shield.
That doesn't help with this, unfortunately. So that's 5. That's cocked. 9. 14 points of damage you take.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah. So, and Fritz, it's your go.
Oh, it's my go again.
Yes.
Okay.
There's not many of them left. You killed them all.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use Witch's Ladder again.
Okay.
I'll use. Gotta be careful. I'm running low on mana.
Uh-huh.
I'll use 8 mana.
Okay. Okay. They do get to do a fortitude roll.
Can I add my augury bonus to
that? Well, that would have been if they cast a spell on you.
Okay.
By the way, that it's that auguric aid is the next time you have to do an ability test. It's not like in the next turn. It's the next time you have to do an ability test or get attacked. So it's still active until it's used.
Okay. Perfect.
But it was fortitude. They're not that strong. They're fast, but not strong. So that was a 17. Oh, I don't know if that's enough. What's your... Oh, okay. I got exactly what I needed to half the damage. So roll your damage, and it's just going to be halved because they managed to... Your spell might is 17, and I got exactly 17.
Okay, perfect. So I rolled 6 plus 4, so 10.
Okay, so 5. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, so top of the round... Sani, unfortunately, you are still hypnotized. Unless somebody wants to give you a smack. And Arian, it's your go. You can see that Sani is still enthralled, by the way.
She's
I
just
cannot.
she's just seeing farming.
Oh yeah, you
Oh
can't.
yeah, you can't. You're blind. Sorry.
I'll wake Sunny up this time.
Okay, right. So what would you like to do, Anarian?
I'm gonna do Ice Shard again.
Yeah, I mean it's not
I'll
bad.
spend 4 mana this time, which makes it 2.
Okay, yeah. So it's 2d4. Now you still need to roll for me again, and you need to get 17 or higher.
Oh no, 4.
You cast the spell, throwing it out, spending the mana, but the shard misses.
Nah,
Unfortunately.
okay.
Sorry.
Did I get them?
Good
That's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
you got him.
job.
Don't worry.
Good job. It is now the adult Naufrageur's go. Okay, heads it's Fritz, tails it's an Aryan.
Yeah.
Where's my... Heads. Okay, so Fritz, I need you to give me dexterity acrobatics, but your minor augury kicks in here now, so this actually becomes a +6 to the roll.
Okay.
As you get this glimpse of them casting a firebolt at you, and you're able to dodge it better.
I rolled a 10.
Total?
Yeah, total.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
9, 14 points of damage.
14. Okay,
Yeah.
I can take that. That's fine.
Yeah, you're doing okay. You're doing okay. It is your go now.
Yeah.
It is your go.
Okay, I'm waking up my friend.
Okay, so how are you doing it?
You know, Sunny said a slap. I'm gonna give them a slap.
You need to injure them. They need to take damage.
Oh God. Okay.
I haven't taken any damage
No.
yet. I don't think so. I'm fine.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Hit me.
I will.
Break their nose.
Nope, that's a bad one to use. Okay, hold on.
The witches have some nasty spells, you know.
They do.
Do you have to use a spell? Can you do like an unarmored hit or
You could.
like
I
this?
believe you do have a staff or something that you carry with you.
I do have a staff.
Yeah, you could
Whack me.
You could whack them.
Okay, I'm gonna whack her.
Break their nose.
Okay, so then give me an attack. So that's roll your d20, and it's a +2 to the roll. I'm gonna say that Sani, your defense is dropped because you were hypnotized. You basically, the target number is just 10.
Okay, I hit a 14.
Okay, so you do hit. So are you
Okay.
Do you?
How much damage is that?
It's the normal damage would be 1d6 +3, but we can say that you're like trying to hit them but not massively hurt them.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
So we can say you take 3 points of damage, Sani. How's that sound? Okay.
Oh, good.
Okay, you get clocked in the side of the head.
Wake up!
Ow! And he's like, and you like, oh, that's gonna. I'm gonna have a headache tomorrow, but the spell is broken. Okay, and we are now at the top of the initiative order. And Sani, it is your go as you see the hypnotic fire dancing in front of you, but you've because of that clock on the brains, you are no longer under its effect.
Okay.
And you see now there is only one creature left, the one that had cast that spell on you.
Okay. Well, we've got a gun,
Yeah.
and we're gonna use it.
Pew pew.
I cast
You-
gun.
I cast bullets. Do we trust this dice anymore? Oh,
Go with your dad.
that is a +8.
Yeah,
So 24.
that is a hit. Do you want to use your 2 minor actions to quick attack?
What other things do I have? Quick shot.
Your other gunslinger abilities are innate. They don't.
Hmm,
The other
okay.
2 are passive, so they don't require
Right.
a minor action.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do a quick attack then.
So how many bullets have you used now? Is this going to be 6 or 8?
How many per?
There's 8 in the cartridge.
Right. I shot the natural 20, and I did 1 hit last round. No, I got the nat 20. I got the.
Okay, I think if you I think you'd used 4 bullets so far. I think.
Yeah.
and this will
Yeah.
be another 3, so it'll be 7.
Okay.
If you use your 2 minor actions to to do 2 more attacks.
Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, so
So 7.
So roll 2 more attacks.
Okay. 15 plus 8, 23.
Yeah, it's a hit.
And another 16 plus 8, 24.
Nice, lovely. So all 3 hits. So that's 1d12 plus 7 for each of those 3 attacks.
1d12 plus 7. I'll just roll d12.
Or you can just roll 3d12 plus 21.
Yeah. So that's 21, 27. 27 plus whatever I'm adding to it.
Well, it's plus 7 to each roll. So that would be, is it plus 21?
27 plus 21 is 48.
Describe your killing blow.
Oh, nice.
She goes for, having come out of a dream of farming back at home. She snaps out of it and is pissed off that she was this weird pixie fae magic was cast on her, so now she's out for revenge. So just shoot him where it hurts the most, and boom, in the head.
Yeah, cool. Why not?
Yep.
Okay, and a massive gaping head wound. The last of these fae drops to the ground, dead. Well done, folks.
Well, that's that taken
How many
care
are
of.
still there? And are you still blind? How many are still there?
They're all gone.
We're good now.
Good riddance.
After about another 20-30 seconds, the blindness does fade in Arian. Okay, so you needn't worry. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, and yeah, they are dead. This cave is full of loot, effectively. The cargoes of various different wrecked ships that they were just hoarding. You don't know why. Some fae are quite avarice and like to hoard treasures. It's just a thing. But yeah. Yeah, so the fae are dead. You've completed the task that you were hired to do by both the mayor and the deal that you made with the other fae creature. You can go walk back into the village and tell the locals what you did. People
How fancy are the silks?
they're quite fancy.
I'm taking some.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing a barrel of
Now we
wine.
can go back.
Okay, right. So you tell everybody what that you did. People are genuinely shocked, and some people, like, they don't believe you when you say this, but then a couple of men say, right, we're going to check this out, and they go off down towards the caves, and they come back about an hour and a half, close to 2 hours later, carrying another barrel of wine with them, and they're like, it's true, they're dead. There's a hoard of treasures in that cave, and yeah, some of the other locals get very excited and run out. Yeah, and the people they're genuinely shocked because they've been living with these fae for generations who are doing this, and it's weird because, like, on the one hand, there's like a veritable like treasure hoard that they're all gonna get at, but you kind of get the sense that, like, one or two of the locals are a bit pissed off because they had a regular income from looting as well.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, but you know, innocent sailors are no longer being killed and eaten by these murderous fake creatures. So yeah, you feel pretty good about yourselves having done the job and come out of it alive, relatively unscathed. Fritz, you use your magics to heal all three of you of your injuries. maybe the next morning when you're fully recovered, and yeah, you are head back towards the mayor to get paid for your job and decide what you're going to do for your next adventure.
Yay!
Well done, folks. Well done.
Oh yeah.
I was not expecting you to be all rolling that 20s, you know? Like, goddamn, there's only so much I can do with that now, you know? That was ridiculous. But I hope you had fun with these. And the Naufrageur is they are actually a type of fey creature that was specific to the Brittany region of France. So they're not just a French fey creature; they are a regional fey creature from Brittany.
That's really
Wow.
cool.
Yeah. So
That's amazing.
I wanted to bring that in because it's great to showcase fey that are that specific, you know. You know, and I mean, they were. I was trying to make it a challenge, but not just the standard chucking fireballs at people, you know, but having the hypnosis and the blinding conditions and that, which you know, it makes it more interesting. It makes it more fun,
and it makes more Fae. I think like Fae or Trixie and
exactly,
stuff. So you would expect it to be kind of.
I mean, look, there are other fey creatures in the world of this setting that are like, you know, monstrous and terrifying, and like, you know, your trolls and your ogres and stuff that, you know, literally will like tear your limbs apart and try to eat you, and you know, they're in the game too, you know.
I'm really intrigued with like all the stuff that's going on in like the north and stuff. I want to know more about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. I've mostly that stuff. I'm mostly working off Norse folklore and Norse mythology. Obviously, I would love. I'd love to bring Sami folklore into it, but I actually have not been able to find anybody from the Sami community. It is impossible to find people from the Sami community. Like, I have like really made an effort to talk to people from different cultures. When I was writing the stat block for the Golem, I was specifically talking to Jewish cultural consultants, you know. Like, I like made a point of talking to cultural consultants from different ethnic groups, and even like working with people whose job is to like connect you with people from different cultures. And I'm like, do you know any Sami? And they're like, I know a guy from Finland. I was like, that's the closest they could get, you know? So someday I'm hoping I'll meet some wonderful Sami person who likes, you know, nerdy shit, and we can like expand on it. But
they have to exist. I can. Maybe I need to infiltrate the Finnish D&D and TTRPG community.
Like,
maybe like on Reddit or something.
I don't know. Well, I tried to. I'm not on Reddit much. I find Reddit just kind of. I used to be scared of it. Now I just find it just difficult to navigate all the subreddits.
I don't know how to use it either.
Yeah,
don't worry.
But like, no, but it's the Sami is, it's weird. It's like this one specific ethnic group that I have genuinely actively tried to reach out and find people there and haven't been able to. Like, I have other groups that I talk to, you know, and while obviously this game is set in Western Europe, if the Kickstarter is successful and we hit some stretch goals, I do have a friend who is going to provide me with a bunch of Slavic folklore so that we can actually expand it across all of Europe. And then please God, if the Kickstarter is successful and Fey Earth is published, once it's out in the world and all my backers have copies of the book and the book is in general gaming stores to be sold, the next expansion would be Africa. One of my players, she's been living in Ireland since she was 12, but she's originally from Zimbabwe, and the plan would be working with African creators to create the African the goal would be that I then start making other expansions, working with people from those regions,
Yeah.
for those expansions. I would be the guy in the background, like the technical mathsy side of, this is how we get this to work in the system, but you guys are gonna, that's the goal. But
Yeah.
But nonetheless, thank you all for playing. It was a joy to have you all at my table. It was a lot of fun, and thank you for those who joined us tonight. This is not normal for me. We do have our actual play every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Dublin time. That is 9 o'clock Central European time. And I do have a YouTube channel. I will put it in the link actually, where all of the VODs go up. And I try to actually get them up, like, if not Tuesday night, then Wednesday. Like, they go up pretty quickly. So if all of our VODs from our old episodes are there, if you want to jump on there. And we also have podcasts of our episodes on Spotify and iTunes and all the places you get podcasts. And the podcast episodes go up on Mondays and Wednesdays, and each podcast episode is an hour. Our actual play is 2 hours. But anyway, before we go, please, my wonderful players, tell people where they can find you.
I guess I can start. I am Melissa of the Slovenly Trolls podcast. If you want to hear two women yell about D&D and what it did wrong in history and how it can do better, hit us up. It's at Slovenly Trolls. It's really hard to spell, but it's really hard to spell.
Trolls, not trolls. It's trolls.
It's trolls, yes. Trulls. It means dirty prostitute.
And if you,
I love it.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's a very old word for what was it? My grandmother called them ladies of the night.
Yes.
Ladies of the night.
Yeah, we are reclaiming the word.
Yes. Okay, and
hi. You go next. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry.
No, you're perfect.
You can find me on Twitter, SUCScript, basically. And if you want custom crafts, that's where you can find them.
Yeah, I saw there was the quilts you put up today, wasn't there?
Blankets, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I also
really
do like
cute.
custom TTRPG cups and like just gonna shameless self-advertise. I'm also working on enable pins of those designs. And releasing that backer kit on March 28th.
Awesome.
Incredible. I'm Emma, also known as Emma Panada. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Emma Panada. I am the creator of a game called All the Witches that is almost done. We're getting there.
Can't wait.
I'm excited to throw it out into the world and be done. But yeah, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, well, listen, thank you all for coming, and thank you for our viewers joining us tonight. And you can find me at Fayert on Twitter and at Fayert on Blue Sky and Twitch and YouTube. Basically, I'm at Fayert everywhere. I do have an itch.io as well, fay-earth.itch.io. It's in the chat as well, and we can find a bunch of fun products. There's my All Pay What You Want. There's the Explorer's Guide to Fayert, which is an early release core rulebook. It's not the finished version. That will be post Kickstarter, but it's still a lot. Like, enough that you could easily play a game up to 10th level, a couple of fun one-shots, and a really fun starter adventure set in Yorkshire for a party of players for levels 1 to 5. And they all come with like pre-gen characters and quick play guides as well. So you can try it all out there, get a feel for this world of folklore and fairy tale before you consider backing the Kickstarter. But without further ado, I'm going to say goodnight to you all, because it is 20 to 4 here in Dublin.
Yes.
And it is 20 to 4 where you are as well.
Yes, it is.
So thank you all. Good night, and we shall see you again soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you so much for having us.